In this lecture, we're going to be talking about math and comments in Kotlin. And let's go ahead and start by talking about comments. So comments are pretty straightforward. Let me go ahead and clear out our last example so we have some space to work. To create a comment in Kotlin, it's pretty straightforward. All we have to do is do 2 forward slashes and then type whatever you want. That's it. That's how you make a single line comment in Kotlin. Now, if you want to do a multi-line comment, you do the /* and then sometime down below, and look, IntelliJ already did it for me. You just need the star and the slash below, and then you can type whatever you want and take up as much spaces as you need. Okay, so because you know what comments are, I'm not going to dive any further into that. That's all you need to know. All right, so let's move forward to talk about math in Kotlin, and it's pretty straightforward. So we're going to introduce a new type to you, which is the double. So if you create a variable, and let's say I'm going to have my weight be represented as a double, I'm like 188.6 pounds or something like that. If you have anything with a decimal, Kotlin defaults it to be a double. So if we were going to specify the type here, we could go like this and say, hey, this thing is a double. If there's also lots of other math types, like there's a float, and I think there's large and small numbers, but I mean, double, int, those are the basic ones that you'll need. Maybe you'll need a float, but we usually default by a double. In fact, you'll see when it's trying to, set this equal to here, it's going to say, hey, that's not valid. We want this by default to be a double. So that's how you create a double. If you want to do math with doubles and ints, that's totally fine. Let's do a quick example to find the circumference of a circle. So if I say, for example, var radius is going to be equal to something like 6, or yep, and then I'm going to make a variable to represent pi. So pi is equal to 3.14. If I want to find the circumference of this, I've got to do pi times r times 2. So I'm going to say var c, short for circumference, is going to be equal to radius times pi, also times 2. And you'll see by doing this, if I print out whatever's inside of c, let's go ahead and run this code. Look at that. It turns it into a double. So Kotlin's smart enough to do any sort of conversion, right? Like if you've got, we have a mix of ints and doubles here, and Kotlin just said, you know what, we're turning all these into doubles. Now, if you wanted to, for example, you wanted the circumference to be represented by an int, you do have to do a little bit of work here because it's saying, okay, radius is an int, 2 is an int, but pi is not. Well, on pi, you'd have to say .2, and you can turn it into all sorts of different types here. In fact, there's some of the other math ones, right? The long, the short. But let's say, we turn this thing into an int. All of a sudden, this is now valid code. And so we'll go ahead and run this, see what we get. Look at that. Now the circumference is equal to 36. In Kotlin, if you want to add something onto a variable or subtract something onto a variable, you can do that with plus equals and minus equals. So kind of the fun example I showed in the beginning was the beginner section was if I have 40 bucks in my wallet and then I go to 7-Eleven and I buy like a hot dog and a soda, I might have to say wallet minus equal 5. And now wallet is going to be equal to 35, at least it should be. Let's go ahead and just do a print line of that to make sure. And look at that, it's equal to 35. So you can do minus equals, you can also do plus equals, just like that, to add something onto it. And just to reiterate, if I say wallet plus equals 100, this is the same thing as wallet is equal to wallet plus 100. So you're just taking the existing value and adding onto it. Okay, so really that's everything that I have for you. I'm going to have a very simple challenge for you here. What I want you to do, and I'm going to type this out with comments now that we know how to do comments in Kotlin, is make a variable named age and set it equal to your age. Man, my spelling is just horrendous here. The next thing that I want you to do is I want you to add 40 to your age, and then tell me in a multi-line comment what you'll be doing in 40 years? This should be fun. Okay, so go ahead, hit pause on the video and do this now. Okay, so hopefully that went well for you. Again, you should just absolutely blow by this. You're going to create a variable named age, set it equal to your current age, then just add 40 onto your age. Go ahead and use that plus equals stuff. Plus equals 40. Tell me in a multi-line comment what you'll be doing in 40 years. So I would love to hear what yours is. Please share it as a comment to this video. But mine is, I will be traveling the US with my wife in a self-driving RV to visit the grandchildren. We don't have any children yet, so we don't know if this is actually going to become a thing, and we're just banking on the fact that self-driving RVs will be a thing. So anyways, there you have it. We're just rolling through here. Let's keep going. We're going to talk about if statements and Booleans in the next lecture.